Hi, I'm Lisa Muir, and I'm a middle school librarian. And with me today is
Bonnie Bochert from the Fairfax County Public Library.
Today, we are going to share a book talk with you. Bonnie, what do you have for us today?
I just read the most incredible book, Lisa. It's called Most Dangerous: The Secret History of the Vietnam War, and it's written by Steve Sheinkin, who is a wonderful author of historical books. And this is his newest one about the Vietnam War. And I was in 7th grade, really, when the war was heating up. I barely remember what was going on. It was a very dark period in the U.S. history. And most people, they don't cover the Vietnam War in U.S. history classes. Very few people really know how it started or anything about it. But back in the 60s, Daniel Ellsberg was a former Marine who was hired by the Department of Defense and later by the State Department to work as an analyst. And his job was to help Robert McNamara compile what was called the Pentagon Papers, where they chronicled every decision made during the Vietnam War that was going to eventually be used as a decision-making tool in the future. And at the beginning of the war, David was very pro-war. He was a former Marine, and like most Americans, he didn't really understand why the U.S. got involved in the Vietnam War, but he figured America's always right, so it doesn't really matter. Well, over the years, the next couple of years, as Congress was asked to send more and more troops to the war, Daniel began to wonder, is America really having an effect over there? Are we really winning the war the way the politicians are saying? So he went over to Vietnam, and he lived there for 2 years to find out for himself. And the horrors that he saw over there made him realize that no, the United States was not winning the war. We were not gaining any ground. We were just sending troops into a war that we could not win.
And Bonnie, I like this book because it's nonfiction. And it's narrative nonfiction. And again, readers, narrative nonfiction is a true story that is written like a fiction story. I honestly thought at times when I was reading this book that I was reading something from a movie script. It was so well written, it's extremely fast-paced, readers, and if you love history, you will love this book. I drew parallels for this book with what happened with us with the Iraq War, with the weapons of mass destruction. This is what this person found, Daniel. Wasn't he the most dangerous man? Who called him the most dangerous man?
Henry Kissinger called him the most dangerous man in America because he was able to expose all of the deceptions and lies that the administration, 4 presidencies and 30 years of deception, and Kissinger saw that as a very threat to national security.
Readers, you can find this book in your nonfiction section of your middle school library
and your public library.
This is Lisa Muir
and Bonnie Bochert.
Thank you for joining us for another book talk.